Also click on this noise and go Control T, adds in a mapping node and a node wrangler, and of course we want to use an object so that it is the same on every object that we put it on. I'm going to go connect the color of this Voronoi to the factor, and we're going to change this to Mizowski. Then what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go and connect this color ramp to the base color, and we're going to go add in a Shift A, add in a mix RGB and drop it here. We're going to go connect the color of the noise to color 1, and then this Voronoi is going to be color 2. Then we're going to go duplicate this color ramp, and now we're going to start playing with some of this detail and stuff. We're also going to change this light cap to a studio. We're going to bring up this detail all the way up to 16, and we're going to bring the scale up to 11. Now what we want to do, guys, is if you play around with this we can either bring in the color, or we can fade it out. It's either bypassing or not bypassing, and we'll go ahead and bring this so we get more of the dark random spots on there. Now, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to add in some lights. So let's go back over to our layout, go into our render view, and let's get our camera. And it's all looking very weird looking, but that's because we still got our world light on. We can bring our world light and make it completely black so we can't see anything. Then we're going to drag our camera all the way back to frame 1. Making sure that we're not clicked on anything, we're going to go Shift A, add in a light, and this is going to be a point light. As you can see, we've suddenly got that color over there. Then we're going to change this to a an orangey yellow, and we're going to bring this light up to around about 50. Yeah, maybe 100. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go bring this light, a lot closer to us, like so. Then gonna get this light, we're going to hold down Control and then click on our camera, making sure that we click on our camera last so that, as you can see, it's orange and this is red. Then go Control P and then make sure that it's to object. Now when we hit play, we will have our camera and our light parented together. So this is all looking pretty cool. But there's still more that we can do. We can, if you want, we can go make this camera spin down the tunnel. So let's go do that. Let's go get our camera and hit I to insert a keyframe here on keyframe 1, and then drag it all the way to the end. And on the Y rotation, we want it to be 360. Then hit I, and now we'll be free falling and it will be spinning, which I think is pretty cool. We can also go back and change these textures if we wanted to, and maybe possibly add in some more lights. We're going to bring the roughness down as well, and then possibly bring this camera light up. Let's give this a strength of 1000 just to start off. Then we're going to go play around with this roughness. Now we have this even more kind of sci-fi, kind of almost spooky looking. Go crazy. You can add in probably another light if you want. So if you wanted to add in another light where your camera was, you would check where it was. Anyway, right. There we go. Let's just bring the camera closer for the time being. Also, we need to take this light here. This light we can get rid of. And clicking on this light, we're going to go Shift A, adding in a light, because it was adding them up to like other scenes, and we only wanted this to be part of this camera. So go back over and do the whole process again with the Shift, the Control P, parent to object. Now we can go make this light back to 1000. We can change the color and maybe just do it a electric-y purpley blue this time, and maybe bring that light closer to us. And now we've got this kind of look. We'll hide this view here, which you may like, you may not. If we want to go add in that other light now, click on our point light and go Shift D and duplicate it, hit X to move it on the X-axis so that it's over there, and we can go change the brightness of this to be, or the color of this to be, I don't know, possibly a luminous kind of blue, maybe. And we'll just hit play again. And then finally, we can go add in our light that will be on the other side. So we'll go click back on this first point light and go Shift D, then we'll go X, move it over on the X axis, somewhere over here, change this to maybe a red, and we'll hit GZ, no, GY, and we'll move it further down. Now when we do this, we'll get hopefully something that looks a bit sci-fi looking. Also guys, I've just remembered, going back onto here, if we want to change, so when you guys last saw it, it was literally like this, wasn't looking too good. You can always bring up the bloom, it makes it almost too bright, but we can always bring that down if we wanted to. I'm probably going to bring the intensity, if I'm even going to have it on, I'll bring it right down. Turn the ambient inclusion on, and the screen space refraction. I think the screen space refraction is really good for this one. And what we'll get is, if we render this now, we'll get this view, which I think is pretty cool. If we wanted to, guys, we can go and add in some we can go ahead and add some more kind of effects to it by going Shift A, adding in lens distortion. I always use this quite a lot. I think it does a really cool kind of sci-fi look. If you wanted to, you could bring up this as well. I wouldn't bring it up too much if you're going to do anything with it. You kind of get this whole crazy look to it, guys. So go ahead, render out your scene. Make sure when you're rendering it, if you're going to render this as a video, render it as FFmpeg. And guys, I will see you guys in the next one.